morning everyone. I am Ria Gujral. My student ID is HES0493 and I am here to discuss about children's rights and the UN Convention. So let's discuss about the first topic. What are children's rights? Children's rights are like a shield of safety against the exploitation and abuse towards children. It is like a sword of knowledge for a child to maintain his safety and security. All the children are made aware of their rights since the childhood, so that they can stand up for themselves as the abuse is not specific to a certain age. Now let's discuss the 5 important rights of children. They are health, education, free speech, play, development and survival. Now let's discuss them one by one. Health. Every child must be provided access to a safe and healthy lifestyle with all the required resources. Every child has a right to gain the highest attainable standard of health and facilities for the treatment of an illness and rehabilitation of their health. Now let's discuss about education. Every child has a right to free school education appropriate to their needs. It helps to incorporate teaching and learning practices that amplify human rights principles such as equality, fairness, non-discrimination, and respect. Now let's discuss about free speech. Every child has a right to express themselves and their voice must be heard. An adult must consult the opinion of their child before making decisions that will affect them. Now let's discuss about play. It is a child's right to have access to and engage in play and recreational activities that are appropriate to the child's age. The child must be given free will to participate in the cultural life and arts. Now let's discuss about development and survival. Every child has a right to have access to the basic services required for their survival and development. Every child must be given equality of opportunity to achieve their full development. As we can see here, the sum up is these 5 rights are very important for the development of a child and to maintain and protect them. Now let's discuss what is the UN Convention. The UN Convention on the Rights of a Child is an international human rights agreement that outlines the rights that a child can claim. It was agreed by the United Nations General Assembly and it came in force in September 1990. It is made up of 42 rights that are agreed upon to protect the children, and the rights that are mentioned 43 to 53 explain how the UN Convention works. In the picture on the left, you can see a symbol portrait of all the rights and that children can claim. Now let's discuss about different case studies that I have personally viewed and some I have studied which are specific to abuse against children. Let's discuss the first one, exploiting children. I recently read a journal in which I found there was a stepfather who inappropriately touched her daughter. And while the mother was away, the stepfather played pornography videos and audios in front of the child. And after the videos, he tried to touch the girl inappropriately in every way. The girl did not like it, and she told the father that she would have a word with the mother. The father started to blackmail the girl. In this way, the child was exploited. Later, the child had a word with the mother and the mother stood up for the child and the father was punished. Now let's discuss about the next one. This is a case study about a mother not accepting their child's needs. I experienced this during my placement too. I would not name the child, whereas I would like to discuss the scenario. The mother was unable to accept the child as the child has speech delay issues. The child required support to concentrate in the classroom and was unable to perform small activities that were given. The mother portrays the child in a very different opinion. She says, "My child can perform all the activities and understand emotions," whereas the child was unable to do that. The child was sick from a few days, and the mother was negligent towards the child even after the teacher's approach to give medication to the child. The mother's neglect was noted and reported by the center manager to the mother again, and the child was requiring therapies and support, which the mother refused. Later, the center advised the authorities about the mother, and the case is still pending. Now let's discuss about the abuse against children. Abuse can be in many forms. Child was sexually abused at school. The child was touched inappropriately. The abuse kept on going. The child was later blackmailed and forced to deliver drugs. Once the child refused and he was bullied and beaten up. The abuse was later informed to the parents of the child. By himself, the child took his voice and stood up against his rights and informed the parents that "I have been bullied. I have been abused." The parents stood up for the child, and the child who abused their child was arrested and an action was taken. Now let's discuss about the benefits of the children's rights. Children can protect themselves against abuse of any kind, such as social abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, and much more. These rights help to create a better and a safer community for the children. These rights help the children to gain an equal opportunity and access to all the age-appropriate resources that are essential for their development and a better future. It helps the children to breathe equally and confidently in a secure environment. Now let's discuss how can we protect our children. All the citizens of the country are legally responsible to report any form of abuse against a child that they strongly believe and requires attention, recognizing the changing behaviors of their child, talking about it with the child in a respectable and friendly manner, providing a safer environment to the child once the belief is formed. After the belief is formed, it is very important to act responsibly to cause no more harm to the child, and later reporting to the authorities. It will help our community to become a better place and protect our children. Now let's sum up what we have learned. Children's rights and the UN Convention. Children's rights are very important as they help them to remain safer in the community. The case studies that we discussed today are well researched and from my personal experience. These case studies were very important to be discussed as they help all of us to protect our children from these kinds of abuse. There are many benefits for these rights for children as discussed. and it is very important to protect our children in every possible way, whereas it is equally important to give them free will to express themselves and maintain their own decisions. Thank you so much, and these are the references that I used to research for this assignment. Thank you.